Hey everyone, let's have a quick chat about The Truth. This is the 25th novel in the Discworld series, and it's actually sort of a standalone that you could start if you haven't read any of the other books. So let's look at it. The Truth is all about newspapers coming to Ankh-Morpork. So the novel is set in Ankh-Morpork, and of course we meet characters that are home to Ankh-Morpork, like the Watch characters and Patrician. But we don't need to know their backstory to follow the story. So the main character is new and he starts a newspaper business and gets thrown into this by accident as a new printing press evolves. So we follow the advent of the newspaper in Ankh-Morpork. We see how the newspaper is received, how it's distributed, how it's put together, the controversies around the newspaper coming to town, and of course the guilds have things to say about that too. I love this story for multiple parts. There's a lot about newspaper business and journalism, and also how people perceive the truth and what they think the truth is and what they think something being in the newspaper means. I really liked how Pratchett addressed how different people in different stations perceived this new trend of a newspaper and what it meant. And apart from all of that, there's also a mystery in the background because the patrician has been charged with attempted murder, and there's a whole conspiracy around that. And that is tied in with the newspaper concept as it introduces the idea of investigative journalism. And I loved how all of that is done, how all of that showed a different picture of the city again, showed different ideas about people and society. And all of that was investigated and made obvious through Pratchett's typical satirical and philosophical writing. I really enjoyed this book. This is another book I haven't read in English before, but only in German when it came out. And it came out when I was in university, so I wasn't paying that much attention to the book. And I noticed that there are a lot of things that I probably didn't understand when I read it the first time or didn't pick up on, that might be due to age and experience, but also different parts of knowledge and ideas I had, which is what I enjoy so much about the Discworld series, that it's so rereadable and that you understand the books without understanding everything they have to offer. Now, like I said, this is a good book to start if you haven't read anything else of the Discworld novel before, because many people say that the earlier books feel a little bit outdated from the narrative style and also from the writing. This being the 25th book in the series, it does feel a little bit more modern and the writing flows differerly. I also like that it has sort of a connection to the industrialism that is coming up in Ankh-Morpork. There's a sub-series, but they, for me, feel more like standalones. And I like that you get introduced to a lot of the characters that you have a lot of background to if you have read all the other books, but that you fully understand if you haven't, and that you get an idea of what else is going on in the Discworld series and in the Discworld books without having to have read all of the books. So if you've ever been curious about the Discworld books but didn't want to start on a 40-book series or even one of the sub-series, this is a good book to pick up. Let me know in comments what you think. Have you read the Discworld novels? Have you read The Truth? Have you recently read it? Let's talk about all of the things. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.